Half a Love Story is the 14th episode of the first season of Full House, directed by Howard Storm, and this one focuses on Jessie and a character called Robin. Robin is played by Kristian Alfonso, and I really liked the character. I can't say too much about the future of this character because while there might be spoilers for this episode and this discussion, I won't spoil anything that happens in future episodes, but I will say potential spoilers for this episode from now. Jessie takes Michelle to Danny Tanner's work, and while there, Jessie meets Robin, who is an old friend of Danny's who's auditioning for a job at the station. And Jessie, having Michelle in his arms, takes the opportunity to lure Robin in with the baby. And it definitely raises a moral question of, should you use a baby to try and get a date? Having said that, it's up to Robin whether or not she agrees to go out with Jessie. So it's not like Jessie's forcing her into anything, but certainly it is setting it up a little bit. But it's a very cute scene and things go really well between them. But then Robin learns about what Jessie did and learns about using this baby. And it raises some really important questions. I realised in this episode more than most that Jessie really wears his heart on his sleeve. He was devastated about Robin having, found out what he'd done, even though they'd only met that day. He really falls for people really quickly, which isn't, it's not the first time we've seen this, but certainly the first time it's become really apparent in this episode. But I really enjoyed Jessie's, emotional response to this, and obviously Michelle was adorable. It was lovely to see Michelle working with Danny. I thought that was very cute. Stephanie and DJ were adorable as well, but Michelle definitely was the stealing all of the spotlight here. Of course, that's how the narrative was working. Robin was a really likable character, and I think, as I said, I can't really say too much about the character without spoiling future episodes, but I definitely think she would have a very firm place in the family. That's kind of the impression I got from the character, but I can't really say any more than that. There was one scene that I found to be really moving, and it was the scene where Robin was getting ready and DJ and Stephanie asked if they could help her get ready too. DJ did her nails, Stephanie brushed her hair, and it really kind of hit home that there isn't a female role model in their house. They don't have somebody to teach them to do girly things, and there are episodes where this becomes more apparent, particularly as DJ grows up and gets older, and Stephanie too, of course. And it's unusual for us to see the girls interacting with a woman, a mother figure of any kind. And I thought that it was just really sweet, but kind of emotional as well, but beautifully done. They didn't make a big deal out of it. They didn't point out the fact that DJ doesn't, or Stephanie doesn't have a mother figure, but the fact that they didn't point it out, it wasn't necessary because I think it was very obvious. But either way, it was very moving. It was very brief as well. It only lasted a couple of minutes, but I certainly thought it was quite sweet and quite interesting. Really enjoyable episode. Michelle was absolutely adorable. Definitely a fun narrative. It does raise some questions about whether Jessie was right or wrong to do what he did, but as I said, at the end of the day, it's up to Robin whether she goes on a date with him. She's not being forced into anything. But then one could argue maybe one shouldn't use tricks to get a date. But then let's face it, most dating does involve tricks in some way. Flirting in a way is kind of using tricks to get a date. So there are pros and cons of that, I guess. But either way, the episode itself is definitely a big pro. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. Jessie was brilliant. Half a Love Story is certainly a great episode.